Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Evidence, and in today's video I am going to be reviewing Black Panther. So I went to the movies to see Black Panther with my friend, and both of us, we really liked it, we really enjoyed it. So I just want to start with the characters. Did they pick the right person for King? I think so, yeah, they picked the right person for King. Like, I'm from Nigeria, so I'm used to like having a king, having a queen, stuff like that. We also have, presidents and governors in Nigeria, but we also have like kings. Kings is like the king of a village or a city, something like that. So yeah, I believe they picked the right person for a king. Black Panther's father has like a kingly figure to him, like the beard, his height, his stature and everything. I believe they picked the right person for Black Panther's father, as the king that died. And as for Black Panther himself, yes, he does look like a prince, that will become a king. Of course, he's a king now. But yeah, he does have that kingly figure, he's not like too tall or like too masculine line or anything like that. He has beards. He's kind of like well-groomed person, so I think they picked the right person for king. Now, speaking of the other characters, I really liked how they picked women to be the military, kind of the military group or something like something like that. I believe this movie mostly focused on like bringing up minorities and praising minorities kind of thing. Usually movies, Africa is represented as thieves and thugs and stuff like that, and in this movie they actually have like a good representation of Africa. And Africa is not all thieves and thugs. So I liked how they represented Africa in this movie, and I liked how they used women for the military purposes. So basically, usually in military you have a man as the head of the military, and you have a man leading the military. But in this movie, a woman was the head of the military, and they used women as the main military guards. And also I believe they picked the right person to be the head of the military. Like, she has that figure, she's like kind of a little bit big and bold, and she has muscles. I wish I had muscles like that, but she has muscles, and she kind of talks like somebody in authority, and she acts like somebody in authority, and she even looks like somebody in authority. So I believe they picked the right person to be the head of military, and I really liked how they used women for their military. I mean, they also have a men as part of the military, but when there was like a civil war, the women military won over the male military. And also the civil war section of it, I think that's kind of representative of what's happening in most African countries. Like in a lot of African countries, believe it or not, there are civil wars over little things, big things. Civil wars happen. I mean, civil war happen in any country, but yeah, civil wars does happen in African countries. And this civil war, so when they got to the part where there was like kind of civil war between the two military, the male military and the female military, I was like, okay, this is kind of a representation of partly what is happening in some African countries, a civil war. So I wasn't too offended. I was like, okay, so this is kind of, this is representing the continent a little bit better than other movies that just shows, oh, Africans are just, thugs and thieves and stuff like that. I like how they were able to bring in some comedy to it. It's like you have action, and then they'll pop in a little comedy and to make you laugh and everything. My favorite comedy was like when they were driving, and chasing the guy with the iron hands and everything, and he blew up their car, and there were two ladies in the car. He blew up the car, and one of the ladies landed with a spear on her hand, and the other lady landed, she was still holding the wheel of the car, and then she was still sitting on the driver's seat, and that's how she came out of the accident. But I like that part of the scene. And I really liked a lot of things. Speaking of how the movie was edited, it was edited really good. It wasn't too punchy and right in your face. There were some parts of the movie that were kind of punchy, kind of right in your face, kind of boom, kind of editing style. I really like that. And also when they were walking into the bar, the ladies were wearing wigs and the lady was like, this is evil, I don't like these wigs and stuff like that. When she said that, I was like, girl, I can relate to you. Like, I don't like wigs either. So I mean, I don't think wigs are evil, but I don't like wearing them. So when she said I don't like wearing this wig, they got kind of evil, I'm just like, oh man, I can so relate to that. I don't like wearing wigs either. I really liked how they were able to show inside the lab with Shuri, that is Black Panther's sister, younger sister, and she was in charge of the lab and the whole futuristic kind of thing, and being able to heal somebody, build weapons, build amazing things, so I really liked inside the lab. I would like to work in that lab, so it looked really cool. I like it was very futuristic kind of lab, where they were able to heal people and create cool weapons and create Black Panther's suit that charges. It's like most times in superhero movies, the suit can protect you and to a certain extent, but in Black Panther the suit recharges. So if somebody hits you, instead of you getting hurt, and the suit will recharge and give it more energy for Black Panther to continue the action. So I really like that. I love that suit. I wish I can have one, but I'm not Black Panther. But anyway, yeah, I really like the suit. Like when Black Panther, that is T'Challa, was fighting other guys for the throne, I think that is very representative of some African cultures. There are, like I said earlier, we do have kings and prince. Usually the prince takes over the king, so when the king dies, the prince becomes the king. But there are some times when people fight the prince, the person that's supposed to be the prince, for the throne, for the right to the throne. So when they were fighting, for the throne, I think, that is representative of some African tribes that do fight for the throne. So I didn't think that was uncommon. And also when you look at the scene where they were crowning T'Challa king, and where they were having the fight, they had like different cultures represented. They have like some people with big rings on their lips and on their ears and stuff like that. Some African cultures do that, some African tribes do that. We don't do that in Nigeria. Like, as far as I can tell, we do not do that in Nigeria, but some African cultures do that. So I think they did a good job of representing different African cultures, different African tribes, instead of just picking one culture and showing just one culture. So I liked how they were able to kind of represent different cultures. About the music for the movie, I think they did a really good job picking the music. Like, the whole time when I was watching the movie and I was listening to the music, I was like, oh my goodness, they did such a good job like composing the music for the movie, because music makes a very big difference in a movie. The way you see a movie, the way you perceive a movie, the way your brain interprets the movie makes a very big difference, So when they were playing the music, I was like, yeah, this music is representative of some African music, kind of like traditional African music. Like there are some tribes in Africa that plays that kind of music, that has that kind of beat to it and everything. I think the music is representative of music we'll be able to find in Africa, and the music matches the action. During the fighting part, when they are flying into the city and everything, the music matches the action. The music is good, it's well composed, it's like representative of music, some of the music you find in traditional African countries, cultures and tribes. Another scene in the movie that I can really relate to is when Killmonger, the African American guy that came from America back to Wakanda to become king. When he became king, T'Challa's mom, and his sister and his fiance to be, ran away, and because somebody else is king, somebody else has taken their throne. Actually, that could be more or less true. Most times, if somebody else takes over the throne, like let's say if person A is supposed to be the king, and person B challenges person A, and person B wins the throne, usually the family of person A will have to run for their life because they might be afraid that person B is going to kill their family in order to clean up that lineage, so nobody will challenge person B again for the throne. So when T'Challa's mom, ran for her life, when Killmonger became king, that's kind of like, okay, I understand why she's running, because she's afraid Killmonger may want to try to kill them. So one of the questions I have for the next Black Panther movie is the vibranium muted plants that we are all killed, that we are all burnt up by Killmonger. Are they going to redo it? Because that vibranium plant is what gives Black Panther his energy, his magical powers and everything, and it helps him to kind of connect with his ancestors, things like that. Are they going to replant it? Because as far as I can tell, they burnt all the vibranium flowers, like they burnt all of it. So my question is, in the next Black Panther movie, are they going to regenerate the plants? Are they going to create another vibranium muted flower? Because Black Panther need that flower to get his magical powers, so I'm super excited. I really liked this movie. I loved it. Like I said earlier, I am very, very proud of this movie. I am very proud of this movie. I am proud how they were able to represent Africa as a country that is, growing, that is booming, that has a lot more to offer than thieves and thugs, and that has that's a great place. And I love how they were able to represent Africa as being kings and queens and having a planet, having a continent filled with natural resources and high technology and everything, as opposed to presenting Africa as hungry, dying continent. So I'm really proud of this movie. I liked it. I loved it. I can't wait for the second Black Panther movie, and I can't wait for Infinity Wars. Oh my goodness, whenever Infinity Wars comes to theaters, I am definitely going to theaters to see Infinity Wars. I am super excited. I am super excited. Anyway, and that is it for this movie review. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this one. Bye!